Alright guys, we're back with another NBA 2K19 My Career. We are moving on to the next game. We are playing the Dallas Mavericks in Dallas. You know, not too much to say here. Let's get right into the game. I didn't really change anything. I turned on the
It's the 2K
music,
Sports pregame show.
and then the pregame show is still gonna play.
Boy, what a season so far. And I'll tell you, it's only getting started. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And tonight, it'll be the Dallas Mavericks going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Well, for Minnesota, coming into this matchup with no shortage of confidence, they won all 4 games against this team last season. And tonight, we get to see DeAndre Jordan. Kenny's come a long way since being drafted in the second round back in '08.
Man, I can't believe he's been in the league over a decade. That's amazing. Either you're getting old or he's
I'm not getting old. I'm not
He's been
aging
in the league
old.
for 10 years. That's nuts. For some reason, part of me wants to say like he's been in for longer, but obviously not, kind of deal. I feel like I'm being dark colors. Everyone's wearing dark shoes. So it just means I'll change to something dark. That's fine. What the hell is this? Really? Wow. No. Madness. Look how I wear these. Teal 15s. Alright, let's head to the court. Let's go. I'm not even a LeBron guy, but, you know, we'll see.
Hey, have a good game, AI.
Again, the usual. Corner 2. Corner 3. Lay up and wrap it up.
It's a Western Conference battle here at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, as the Mavericks look to work the home court advantage. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. We'll be catching up in a bit from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. This is a one-and-done trip for Minnesota before going back to their Timberwolves fans up in Minneapolis. And, guys, we won't be... A different look for Dallas. Measury, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Mike Powell comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. And Barea subbed in for Smith. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Gorgie Dangs checked in for Towns. Tolliver comes in for Taj Gibson. Little General, he's checked in for Jimmy Butler. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for T. On the court for Minnesota, Wiggins is out there with Anthony Tolliver. Then it's Rose. Then it's Gorgie Dang. And it's Chen in at the 2. And straight isolation basketball, Doris, something we used to see a lot more of. But for a guy like James Harden or Steph Curry, that's still a very viable option.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. I mean, if you've got the likes of LeBron James or Kevin Durant or Chris Paul, guys who are able to create their own offense, to me, you want to take advantage of that skill set. It's about what your personnel strengths are. So can you surround a great creator with the shooters necessary? Because if you do, all of a sudden as a defense, there's a price to pay if you're going to help off, right? Because somewhere, some way, the best offensive talent is going to showcase its skill.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
The Mavericks shooting their first free throw of the night here.
And going back a season ago, they were a pretty average team at the line, about 76% altogether.
He kicks it to Rose. Rose off the pick from Chen. Rose gets room off the pick. The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Dallas leading by 5. There's the screen. Barea, the pass to Matthews. From the top of the key, it's hauled in by Tolliver. Last game for the Mavericks, they picked up the W against the Suns in Phoenix. Rose against Barea. 15 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Shot clock at 6. Passes it to Barnes. Over Wiggins. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. Harrison Barnes getting it done for the Dallas Mavericks. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. One of the most high-powered scorers in the game, Karl Anthony Towns.
You know, everyone has to get some of the sugar, you know, so making sure you're not just being a ball hog. So I'm just always trying to make sure that I'm taking wide open shots that I think everyone in the team would love for me to take if I have the opportunity.
Well, when you're attracting, Greg, all that defensive attention, it creates opportunities for your teammates.
And Towns wants to win big. To do that, though, it's not enough to get numbers. You've got to make your teammates better as well.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And guys, what's your take so far on the Mavs?
Through that first one, they've turned this thing into a track meet.
I'll tell you, they've simply been more assertive in the open floor. They're leaking out early, converting with confidence.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the floor right now for the Mavericks, Powell is out there with measuring. Then it's Matthews. Then there's J.J. Barea. And it's Kleba in at the small forward position. And the rejection by Zhang.
Well, the timing, a very natural aspect of what Gorgui Zhang does on the defensive end.
And there's the pass to Chen. They get the rebound and finished off by Zhang.
Finish that.
And that's an example of willpower.
Miss.
.106 left in the first half. Smith kicks to Powell. The Mavericks have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts. And that one falls for measuring.
I think the trade for Jimmy Butler and other veteran signings accelerated the Wolves' rebuild. They are in much more of a win-now mentality.
Outside Rose. Here's Little General. He's covered by Matthews. Lock at 6. In the corner, it's Wiggins. Kept alive, Minnesota. And he gets it to go.
That's all about the positioning right there. Doesn't let anybody beat him to the spot before he can get the follow-up.
Smith against Rose. Here's Barnes. The kick out to Matthews. Ball's knocked loose. Here's Rose, and he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Dennis Smith.
Boy, what a roller coaster career it has been for Derrick Rose. One-time league MVP, now just trying to fit in with the rest of his guys. This is not an easy transition.
And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point.
I think it's best to avoid putting this guy at the line if possible, but that's obviously easier said than done.
Smith for 3. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll... The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. And you know, Harrison, a different look for Dallas. Measury, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Powell comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. And Barea subbed in for Dennis Smith. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Gorgie Dangs checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. Tolliver comes in for Taj Gibson. Little General, he's checked in for Andrew Wiggins. And it's Rose in for Jeff Teague. Gorgie Jang, the 21st pick in 2013 out of Louisville. He's more than lived up to that selection.
Well, let's remember, this is a national champion we're talking about. The Louisville Cardinals won it with him anchoring them defensively. He's also shown a nice shooting touch in the mid-range game in the professional leagues. But I think it's his defense that still remains the strength of his game.
And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Butler is the 3 with Tolliver at the 4. Rose is out there with Little General. And it's Jang in at the 5. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, the Mavericks were ecstatic when Dennis Smith Jr. fell to them with the 9th pick of the 2017 draft. For a team in need of athleticism and size at the point guard, it's been a hand-in-glove fit. The 6'3" Smith has a 48-inch vertical, one of the highest ever measured.
A terrific young player, an elite NBA athlete. David, that's for sure. Good stuff, thanks. Rose passes to Chen. Jang with a screen on Matthews. To the inside. Mejri with the steal. And with that shot, the Minnesota leaders cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Barea.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
And there's the call on Mejri. That'll be his second foul of the game. Dennis Smith, he's checked in for Matthews. There's 39 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Here's Chen. Second shot opportunity. Can't capitalize inside.
On a pretty good day for them so far, his shooting has been one of the tough spots.
Barnes can't get it to go.
Well, can't find the target, but good work to get into open space inside the arc.
Butler passes to Chen. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Here's Smith. Jacks up a 3. He doesn't hit that one. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They've played the better game so far, but their work is far from over. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right. And now we take a listen into the recent huddle from Tom Thibodeau.
Right back, man. Let's go score stops.
3 quarters in the books, folks. Glad to have you with us. Welcome back as we get going. Mejri is out there with Powell. Then there's Harrison Barnes. Then there's J.J. Barea. And it's Smith in at the point guard position. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. There's a good screen. Powell kicks to Barnes. Just 4 to shoot. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper. Barnes has got the first points up on the board here in the 4th for the Mavs. Here's Chen. The shot's good on the assist by Butler.
Well, this is why Butler has become a real threat on the offensive end. Yes, he's a great scorer, but he is equally capable and adept at finding the open guy.
Screen by Smith. The 3 from Barnes. That's in. He's 7 for 12 now in the game.
He hits one in the first half, another here. Not prolific, but the defense has to keep an eye on him.
Smith against Rose. Pass to Chen. Let's go. Gets the jumper from the corner to fall. And the Timberwolves lead by 7.
Look, Kevin, no one's ever questioned his court vision. Rose playing unselfish basketball, being the leader this team needs him to be.
Mejri misses.
Well, I wouldn't say the D was exceptional, but it certainly was enough to bother him.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And one thing Rick Carlisle is known for is his accountability.
Right, and that extends to himself as much as it does the players who play for him. Listen, if this guy makes the wrong play call, he is going to make sure you know about that. And I think that's an approach you see from the top down in this organization.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Jordan, he's checked in for measure, and it's Nowitzki in for Dwight Powell.
And how about the vertical of Jordan, easily rising up for the timely alley-oop slam.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play, sponsored by Under Armour Hover Habit.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
Jordan the screen, ball stolen. Deflects the pass to the right side. Here's Chen. That one doesn't drop. And it's Dallas the other way.
This shot's just, it's not there right now with his team leading. Perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Here's Barea. The rebound by Chen. Little General's got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Wiggins. And no good. Good D by Barnes. Mavericks trail by 9. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Towns. Lays it up and banks it in.
Well, the body control of Karl Anthony Towns, just a terrific job to take the hit.
Dallas calls timeout. They're down by 11. 1:58 left in the 4th quarter. And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Jimmy Butler.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been...
So it's Minnesota winning this one easy. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, G, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew. Thanking.
I'll take it. Let's see what I get out of this very plain game. Late game clutch shot, really? 3 or 5 perimeter shot. Yeah, I gotta work on the free throws. Seriously. Become the 6th man. Damn.
Oh, hey, AI.
What's up?
Griff has a few questions for you. Right this way.
Okay, sure. Yo, what's up, Griff? How you doing, man?
AI, you really had a breakout game tonight. What would you say contributed most to your performance?
Well, I've been working hard in practice, and you know, my teammates have been a big help in helping me get my game up to speed. Long way to go, but it was nice to see you know, some of that hard work pay off tonight.
A team player, of course. Probably helps that you got the win, too.
I mean, that's always the #1 goal, yeah. But you know, my teammates wanted just as much as I do, and you know, it was great to be able to play a larger role in helping us to get the W.
Spoken like a true veteran. Thanks again, AI.
Sure thing.
Thanks, Griff.
We all set? How we doing?
Yeah, great interview. You're good to go. Thanks.
Thanks, Griff.
Thank you.
There we go. Solid 33% chemistry with the team. You know, nothing to do much here. Let's move on to the next game. Let's play another one against Indiana at home. Let's move into that. See how we look.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. And tonight our broadcast will be shifting to Minneapolis, where we'll see the Timberwolves going up against the Indiana Pacers. Checking out the Pacers, this is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. And for Karl Anthony Towns, just last season, GMs voted him the player they'd most like to build a team around. Shaq, I can't think of higher praise than that.
That's because Big Cats is a perfect example of the modern day.
We don't need to listen to all that. Just move on. Let's go. sure we're in at least a decent pair of shoes going into the game. Not feeling those. LeBron 2s. Nah, we're the old school Zoom soldiers. Alright. Even though it's red, but we'll be okay. Until I get my, you know, shoe deal, which keep switching around. You know, even though I'm signing with Nike. I mean, yeah, come on.
AI, how you feeling, man?
Doing good, Coach.
Doing good? All right, well, listen, I just want to let you know that I've been talking with the coach. You're going to be getting some more minutes moving forward, starting tonight.
All right.
That's great.
Yeah?
Y'all do my best with the time I'm given.
I know you will, man. You're doing well. Keep it up.
Some quick ascensions. 3 games already getting more minutes twice. So I mean, you gotta keep playing good, right?
Hello and welcome, everyone, to another exciting edition of the... We are nearly ready for the...
Well, good evening.
They're establishing a great culture, DA. Thank you. Clark, back when you were playing, what were the biggest challenges over the first third of the season you found?
Well, the travel is always a challenge, particularly early in your career, just learning how to manage that. How do you...
Some changes for Minnesota. Gorgie Dang comes in for Taj Gibson. And it's Little General in for Jeff Teague. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Thaddeus Young, he's checked in for Sabonis. Doug McDermott comes in for Bogdanovic. Evans, he's checked in for Victor Oladipo. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Darren Collison. On the court right now for the Pacers. Down low, it's Young and Turner. Joseph at point, and he teams up with Evans in the backcourt. And it's McDermott in at the 3 spot. Here's Turner, throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a 3-point play. That one is on Towns.
Yeah, I'd like to see more passes like that from McDermott, especially when guys are open.
Anthony Tolliver, he's checked in for Minnesota. Rose comes in for Andrew Wiggins.
And, you know, last year was a bit of a mixed bag for Miles Turner. I mean, he was expected to take another big leap forward into stardom, but didn't quite get to that point. But sometimes growth is not a straight line. It's up and down, sideways a bit. This young man's got the character and talent to be an all-star in the near future.
And Joseph kicks to Young. Turner with the screen. Back to Young. No good. Shot missing. And Minnesota will come the other way. Passes to Chen. Over Evans. He clangs that one off the back iron. And down it falls. Little General's got his first points of the night. Pacers trail by 8. Evans passes to McDermott. Turner with a screen for McDermott. Outside Turner. Shot clock at 6. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
The shot by Butler. Nobody around. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time.
And the story here, Kevin, early on, is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
Evans, and he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
And how about the efficiency Evans has shown in the paint? Once he's got his position, he's looking to score.
The Pacers making a change here. Leafs checked in. And one thing that the Pacers struggled with last season and will have to answer this season, Clark, is finding a big man pair that works.
Well, you know what? You look at Sabonis and Turner, and they both have outstanding futures ahead of them, and didn't play as well together as you would like, but I think there's still time to see if that can be worked out.
Joseph against Rose. And here is Joseph to the inside.
Yeah, Joseph adept at finding his open teammates, and that's exactly what you want from your point guard.
A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through one. Minnesota. Marquee matchup tonight. Jimmy Butler says he loves to go.
I'm one that if you're the best in the world, I want to see it. And
that's the hard-working mentality Butler provides. A two-way threat, Greg, who wants to dominate the top players at his position.
And Butler's really embraced being a leader. You can tell he lives for these types of matchups and games.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And let's quickly break down the game we're watching with the Timberwolves, guys.
Yeah, it didn't take them long to get that transition game going.
Yeah, exactly. Right from the start, Greg, they were looking to get out and run, sprinting to their opportunities.
We got Rose. Gorgie Dang is out there with Luke Babbitt. And then it's Little General. And it's Butler in at the 3, the small forward. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Timberwolves. Tyus Jones, he's checked in for Minnesota. Indiana also making some changes. Victor Oladipo, he's checked in for Doug McDermott. And it's Collison in for Corey Joseph. And there's the pass to Leaf. Good, and it's Oladipo picking up the assist. Oladipo's got 3 assists in the game. Minnesota in the lead. Jones kicks to Butler. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Clark down low that time, and he got the 3-second call.
Come on, man.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Towns, he's checked in for Gorgie Dang. And so it's Minnesota with it. They've led by as much as 10. Here's Chen, and the rejection by Evans. There's 57 seconds left now here in the second. Young sets a screen for Joseph. Screen by Young. This one for 3. No good on that one. So Minnesota will take it the other way. I want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
And always tough on the road, but that attack mindset that they brought offensively, I really felt like that set them apart.
And what stood out to me, Greg, was the aggressiveness. I mean, it seemed like they just were eager to get it done, wanted it a tad more than the other team.
Here's Turner. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Here's Butler. Misses off the right iron.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Not much else you can do there. I mean, that's what you want. Too bad.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow. Right here. And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. You look at Towns, he's really been playing well. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Jang, he's checked in for Towns. Luke Babbitt comes in for Taj Gibson. Little General, he's checked in for Andrew Wiggins. And Tyus Jones subbed in for Jeff Teague. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Thaddeus Young, he's checked in for Sabonis. McDermott comes in for Bogdanovich. Evans, he's checked in for Victor Oladipo. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Darren Collison. And so in the game for the Pacers, Joseph at point, and he teams up with Evans in the backcourt. Down low, it's Young and Turner. And it's McDermott in at the small forward position. And for Tyus Jones, 3 gold medals playing for the U.S. national team throughout high school. He was Minnesota's Mr. Basketball, a national title Clark in his lone season at Duke. I mean, this kid's already got a lot of hardware.
Yeah, he's got a cabinet full of hardware, and I think he's got a chance to develop into a really solid point guard in this league. Again, just 1 year of college, very early in his career.
Apple Valley.
You got to give him time because he's shown that he can be a winner at the levels he's played at prior to the NBA.
And Tom Thibodeau is a demanding coach, Clark. We know that. His teams have responded, though. But sometimes teams can wear down from that style. Does that concern you in Minnesota?
Not really, Kevin. I mean, he's shown that he's got a proven track record for having teams be successful. And with ownership behind him, I think the players will follow his lead. Remember, he's got the dual role as coach and president of operations. Not sure if that is always the best way to go about it, but in this case, with the alignment with ownership, I think it'll work.
Rose passes to Butler. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got 3 assists tonight.
Oh my God, and the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
It's so bad.
Pacers trail by 17. Here's Joseph. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Turner with a screen on Butler. Here's McDermott. Back to Turner. Uncovered. He gets that one.
And you know what? He's shaking off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
7-second difference. Shot and game clock. Rose kicks to Butler. There's the pick. Pass to Chen. Over to the wing. Just 5 to shoot. Rose passes to Chen. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. And the shot goes in.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Yeah, and you can tell they feel like they can get inside whenever they want to. I mean, it's been carte blanche, full menu for them, and the defense really not offering any resistance.
And so it's Minnesota out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And, you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
It sure is. I mean, he's a maestro. Great vision, terrific IQ, everything you want in a point guard.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. So on the floor for Minnesota, Butler is the 3 with Tolliver at the 4. Rose is out there with Little General, and it's Jang in at the center position. Lots of physical play, Clark, during your time in the NBA. That's been toned down to a degree. Do you miss it being a bigger part of the game now?
You know what? I think it's still a very physical game. The rules have changed. The way the game is officiated has certainly changed. Some of the tough fouls that you saw in decades past don't exist as much. But I still think the game is extremely physical. So I'm glad to see us move in the direction of toning that down a bit. There's enough physicality in the game.
And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
Yeah, but also they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
There's the steal. Passes it to Chen. Outside Butler. They set the screen. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
And the Pacers call time here. You know, every coach talks about playing team basketball, Clark. When it comes to the fans, they really come out to see the stars. What do you think is the psychology behind that?
Well, I think fans enjoy elite players and great talent across any sport. But they also recognize...
And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here.
Won by
Some
12.
good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester.
Maybe 8 assists, 6-8 assists. Not a good game at all. Man, but we did get back-to-back wins though, and I mean all of this is fine. I'm gonna do some off-camera work on some free throws and 3 points, and just make sure we come back in next game, play better with more points, and just keep going. Otherwise, that's a wrap on this episode. Thank you guys for watching. You know, if you guys like this series, continue, be sure to like, subscribe, let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna do some off-camera work, and we'll see you in the next episode.